Hello, friends. I have some amazing information to share with you on power. So, I actually have been taking a course at the Harvard Business School online on scholarship. It's called Power and Influence for Positive Impact. And I've gotten some incredible information that I just want to share with you because you're part of this community and this is what it's all about is receiving information and sharing this solutions for you all. So, let's get into it. The first thing I want to say is this idea of power is energy. It's all energy, right? We've talked about this in other videos about money being energy. Power is energy. There is this idea that power is inherently bad or power is dirty, power is something that is taken advantage of. And so this actually might have us blocked in terms of being able to seek power and use power as leaders, as people who care about a future thriving planet where all beings and plants and animals and people and energy, our existence is living in harmony. So these are some offerings on power being energy that actually are helping us with the solutions, that are helping us with, okay, we know what we don't want. So how do we actually do what we do want? And that is really all about my flow and my style. So this is what we're getting. So power is energy. This is all about really acknowledging that you get to make an impact by harnessing power. That whether you choose to use it for good or evil is up to you. It's not that the power itself is inherently bad. The same thing as money. It's and money is can be used as a type of power, but this understanding that at the core of it, power is not a bad thing, it's not an evil thing, because we see how people have been able to use power for such good things. When you look at having some of the nonprofits, some of the organizations that are able to do so much in the world, some of the work of humanitarian support and efforts and just things that people have been able to do because they were able to harness power is incredible. So just acknowledging that it's actually the power is not a bad thing. It's about how you as an individual choose to use it. And so ultimately going back down to you. And we'll come back to this in terms of some tips on what you might want to do around this. So if power is this responsibility of our collective understanding, some of the things that can support you as a leader, as someone who is now understanding that power can be used for good and a lot of good, what can happen is you may get intoxicated by the power because, like your initial fear around power being inherently bad, it can end up becoming the opposite where you do experience power and it's kind of like an intoxication rush of the situation, of being in the spotlight, of being uplifted, of being kind of put into that role of leader and of the person that has the power, that has this ability to speak on behalf and to, yeah, take up space. So, two things that can help you as a leader to, if you end up getting into this type of scenario, can help you kind of bounce back into where you are. So, the first is this idea of humility, this understanding of impermanence, that you are not invincible, that you're not just going to be continuing in this way, in this position, in this power forever without your community, without your team, without the people that are also with you. So, staying humble, humility, this idea of really understanding your own impermanence, your own way in which that you exist because of others existing and that you need others. So releasing overconfidence, releasing a sense of invincibility, humility. And the other, no surprise to this one, empathy. I've written an entire article on why empathy is the future and why empaths and people who are empathic, specifically in theater, actors who have had training in basically how to be even more empathic, is how we're actually going to be leading into this next paradigm of Earth stewardship as humans. So empathy, this idea of interdependence, once again, this idea of really tapping into further your connection with everyone else, your connection with knowing and understanding and wanting to understand and know about what others' experiences are. So a lack of empathy is like a lack of interest in what others are feeling or care about or are experiencing around you, a lack of perspective taking, so a lack of really like putting yourself in someone else's shoes, of really understanding what someone else might be going through. So empathy, this ability to know what's going on for others around us, and also the desire to want to tap into that too. So you can read my article for more on empathy and empaths and how we can really harness our empathic abilities to be the change in the world that we need. And I'll keep going on to some other tips for you. So some things that you might want to do if you are in a position of power, you find yourself having gotten the power that you wanted to harness originally for a good intention, you know, like wanting to do something for your community, wanting to make a change for the planet, for the way things are happening. So always remember your why. Tap back into why is it that you wanted to get that power in the first place when you might get sidetracked on everything. And one offering that someone in the course shared as well was to really look into your volunteers, because your volunteers, people who are volunteering their time for your project, for your work, are super honest because they don't have this stake in the game like maybe your paid workers, although it's also really good to check in with your staff and people who are working in that way, in that exchange. But volunteers have this special way in which they really keep you accountable, ask for transparency, and help reflect back to you the truth of what is going on. So overall feedback, just wanting to get feedback, is incredible. Tips as well include being able to listen more, and when you find yourself in a position of power, listening to other people. If it's usually that your voice is like put on a pedestal, actually taking time to say, I'm going to speak last. I'm going to actually not even speak as much because I want to listen to what other people are saying. Empathy. So that is what we understand about this idea of power being energy, and that it's not about it inherently being bad. It's about you as a person and what you choose to do with it. So the next understanding of power from this first week of class is that power actually is not hierarchical. You don't have to be at the top of a hierarchy to have power. Power actually is relative. So you might think that someone who is confident, who is resilient, who is a good public speaker, might be inherently powerful. Like no matter what room they're in, they're powerful. That's not true. Power is relative to what the people that are around you find as useful and find as something that they want. So it's actually about what you hold as a resource when you have power. So that's why there are some characteristics that people have that in certain rooms makes them powerful and in others wouldn't. So power is relative. There's no guarantee on power, of having power. It depends on the context that you're in. You don't automatically have power just because you have charisma or confidence or because you're an extrovert. And it also means that you don't automatically lack power if you don't have those characteristics. So this is where people maybe have felt that, oh, I can't be powerful. It's impossible for me to like have power to lead something because I'm not charismatic. I'm not an extrovert. I'm not confident in this way. So that's just a fallacy, a myth to debunk, that power is connected to a certain hierarchy or certain characteristics. And ultimately, as a soul purpose coach, this leads me to this understanding that you always have power when you lean into your soul's purpose, because your soul purpose is your unlimited well of talent, of skill, of passion. When you're living your soul purpose, you are just tapping into everything that you're meant to be. It's why you came to the earth, why your soul decided to incarnate in this time, in this body, with this family, with this world that you live in. The voice even that you have is meant for you to do what your soul wants to do, came here to do. And in this time on earth, our souls came for a specific transformative period. So that's why it's so important for us to tap into our soul's purpose. That's why I decided to become a soul purpose coach, because I know that this is the key to unlock what it is that our transformative, racial, social, climate justice looks like, is everyone tapping into their unique talent, skills, and reason that you came here. And that is really what's going to unlock your power and your ability to effectively do what it is that you came here to do, and what will make you money, what will help you live, what will help you have an impact, be in community. So all this to say, if you tap into your soul's purpose, you'll always have power. There's always power in your soul's purpose. So that is a recap on this week's class that I am in on power and influence for positive impact at Harvard Business School. And I hope to share more information with you in the coming weeks, as always. And I hope you check out the rest of the Network of Visionaries content. And I'll be sharing more as usual. I have some exciting works in progress for our Strategic Planning Institute to launch again. And you can always book a one-on-one session with me. So I have one-on-one sessions where we can just dive into a specific challenge that you're working with and get you moving on kind of what you might be processing as a challenge to it no longer being a challenge. Where I also have packages, so a package for coaching to really realign yourself into your soul's purpose. Remember what it is that you're meant to do here. I use different shamanic energy healing as well as my specific soul purpose coaching training and freedom meditation, really tapping into your unique wisdom and understanding and visionary downloads of what you know at your soul's core. What is it that you're meant to be doing? But we can also do some exercises to bring that out. And then I have another coaching package, which is all about reinventing yourself. So if you're ready to go ahead and start your own organization, if you're ready to really maybe move, maybe you're looking to actually leave the US like I did, maybe you are wanting to just switch careers and change your life, you know that your soul's purpose is like calling you, it's time, there's no more waiting needed. This 3-month package is for you, where we'll kind of dive in and really give you guidance to help integrate and embody this new person that you're being. So I hope this information helps you, and thanks so much for being here. Sending you lots of love. Bye.